evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back to I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In, the podcast where we sit down with New England-based actors to discuss the craft of acting, projects they've done, things they've learned along the way, tales from the set, and tips on how to get your foot in the door. As always, our show is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection. And now, without further ado, please welcome the lovely and talented Roe Pacheco.
Let's start with why you originally decided to pursue acting.
Why did I pursue acting? Well, let me just say, this has been a lifelong ordeal. I don't want to say ordeal.
No, you don't want to say ordeal.
It's been a lifelong journey for me. But it can be an ordeal.
Sure.
Lifelong journey. I was always watching the TV and imitating those folks on the TV and would try to mimic what they have done. And I would say, well, I do it like this. And then I would make my face and say the line.
How old are we talking at this point?
Oh, by 9,
okay,
10. I always had just a thought that to get up and be someone else is interesting. It's also, at this age, emotionally liberating. I know that sounds kind of weird. Like some people go, but aren't you bringing in all these emotions? Yes, you are, but you're someone else.
It's true.
So it almost allows me to hide, or it can bring out my real emotions in whatever given situation I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I started off very young, interested. I didn't really pursue it until, I did a little bit here and there all through my life after high school.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went to Chicago to art school, so I became a designer. So I was that for a while, and then raised a daughter. So I really didn't go into the full-time thing probably until she was out of the house and living on her own.
I want to talk about first times. So talk about the first time you saw yourself on screen.
Ugh. I don't like to... Well,
wow.
I don't know. Well, I don't. I'm so uncomfortable with it. It's like, I don't know how to explain this. I always feel like, as a director, I don't want actors to watch their dailies. They do. They ask for it sometimes.
Sure.
But if you're on a set like Law and Order, or you would never ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
You would just do your job and go.
Right.
Okay.
True.
Right. So, but on an indie film, or on a set like this, or on a set where it's a smaller production.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people say, can I watch the playback? Yeah, I don't want to do that because I will pick it apart.
Okay.
And the director's like, oh no, it's fine. And I'll pick it apart. So don't show me. just move on. If you got what you wanted.
Right.
I'm happy for you.
But you're not happy for you.
I'm happy that you got what you wanted. I just don't like watching the dailies because I'm gonna say, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. It's just a natural on my part. It's just a natural. I think actors in general are insecure people,
mm-hmm.
and I just think they're not I just think they're insecure and they don't know how to gauge themselves sometimes against others. There are some actors who are very confident and not arrogant, but very confident. And that's not to say that they didn't think they did a good job. They just tend to look at their work and want to always do better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm one of those.
Okay, so the first time you saw yourself on screen,
yeah,
that was a bust. What about the first time you booked a lead role?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the thrill of things.
The thrill of things. I don't know if I'd call it a lead, but maybe co-lead. I'm not. Okay. It felt good. I got a call. It felt great. I got a message from this director. His name is Larry Natalia. He's a writer. And so that was thrilling. The grilled cheese party. I played Liz Sandoval, who's a press secretary, and I got to be a little physical in that role as too. I was trying to break up two guys who were fighting with each other. Yeah, it was interesting little movie.
So, but that was a thrill to get
It
that
was
lead
a
role.
thrill because in that particular film was nominated. Okay, so at Open Gate Film Festival in Massachusetts, I forgot the theater, but it's called Open Gate Film Festival. I was nominated for best actress, so that was great. It was nice.
But
it felt great.
But is that where the thrill comes from? The recognition, or was the thrill from just the call saying we want you as lead or co-lead?
Of course, that's a thrill too, because people have seen your work and they think you could really pull this part off and saw something in you that just works for them. And that's, like I said, there's a lot of competition out there.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah.
What about the first time someone recognized you from something?
Oh, God. Have I had that? Okay, I'm not that famous. Okay.
Someone must have along the way said, hey,
actually,
I saw you in that thing I saw you in.
Oh, yeah. They said that I saw you in that thing I saw you in. So that would have been my Chunky Soup commercial with Travis Kelce and his family. They were like, I saw you on the couch. You were one of the book ladies. I'm like, yes, I was, with Mrs. Donna Kelce and her two boys.
You have TV, film, and commercial work, but no theater.
I have some.
Do you? I didn't find any.
Yeah, there are 3. There should be 3 on my... Did you see an old resume?
Probably.
Okay, because on my newest resume, there is 3.
Okay.
I've done some improv with Providence Improv Guild.
Okay.
Scary. I've done some with Contemporary Theater Company in Wakefield, also improv.
Okay.
Where we put on a show. I've done one theater show in Chicago way back in the day of like, you're talking, God, I left Chicago in 91, came back to Rhode Island as a single mom. So yeah, so this would have been like in the 80s, really old time, like way back.
Well, that's why I didn't find it. It's ancient history.
Yeah, it's ancient history. It's on my newest resume because I probably didn't put it on the old resume.
Probably not.
Which I thought was, and then I was told that, you should put that on there. Are
you not a fan of charting the boards, generally speaking?
For TV and film, no.
Okay. I'm not either.
I respect those people more than actually TV and film actors because it's scary. I don't think you absolutely have to have theater training if you're in the TV and film business. Mm-hmm. But many actors do have that training, and I applaud them. Mm-hmm. Their training is magnificent and wonderful. I do not have theater training. I just have the experience all along that I've been doing. But I did do 3 theater shows in my younger days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this is my favorite part, the IMDb known fors.
The
4 things that they've decided that you are known for.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah. Apparently, if you have pro, you can choose what you're known for, but if you don't choose, they just choose for you. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I did choose mine then. I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out, yeah.
The first one is Swallowed.
Yes, Carter Smith's film. I know it sounds like a porn film, but it's not. I assure you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So it's about these young men transporting these live larvae over the state, country line. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the Border Patrol agents.
Okay.
Yes, it is an interesting horror short.
Yeah. The next one is The Grilled Cheese Party.
Yeah, that was good. Political sort of story. Press secretary. About a black man that's running, Kevin O. Peterson, nice guy, Boston actor, running against this incumbent who's very popular. Okay. And he's doing a grassroots type of thing, which really hasn't been done. And this other gentleman is which played by Larry Natalia, who's kind of good, but maybe a little getting tired of the whole scene. So I won't tell you what happens there because they're probably planning on running that again in New England at least. But it's a very good movie about a serial killer and a profiler, and how they face off. And basically, the whole thing takes place in this interrogation room and outside of it.
Wow.
It's pretty good writing, I have to say. I'm an FBI agent, and there's some good scenes there. It's directed by Dawn Natalia, and written by Larry Natalia.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Escape 2120?
Interesting sci-fi story about a young guy who's time traveling. It's good. It's a good little flick. Paul and I play a married couple, and he's like this sort of crazy, not crazy, but he's a professor, and I played Sally, his wife, and I'm also a...
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And then Dark Light of Day?
Oh, yeah, that was my first short.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. The one where I didn't know a damn thing. Yeah.
right.
Not know a damn thing. I just let other people handle the reins because I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And that was way back in, we started it in like 14, but it actually didn't come out till 17 because of various issues with getting footage and stuff. It was kind of a hassle. But now I know better.
Sure.
I know better, and I know how I can hold on to my own footage and be educated in the ways of making a film now. Much better producer now than I was then.
Right. Certainly. Yes. And so it's normally just the 4, but I wanted sort of an honorable mention because the name of it is just grabbed me immediately.
Oh, God. What?
Accidental Incest.
Oh, very old film.
Yeah.
But I just had a small role. I was like a receptionist, and didn't have a big role in the film.
Okay. It's a great name.
Yes, it is. It is a great name. I Accidental Incest. Yes, it was interesting. Yeah.
It must have been. It must have been. I was looking through your productions and I found the big names that you've worked with. So Lance Henriksen.
Oh yeah,
Hamish Linklater, Brittany Snow, Billy Zane, Jenna Malone.
Yeah.
Who were you most starstruck by?
The only time I've ever been really starstruck, and I don't think is accidentally. I ran into Robert Redford during the making of Ordinary People when I was in school in Chicago, and they were filming right outside my school on Michigan Avenue. So it was Timothy Hutton, Robert Redford, and I literally banged into him going into the coffee shop. And he was really nice. He's excuse me. It was like a weird thing. Did not expect it. Hadn't done any movie work before that. Nothing. It just was funny. Just happened by accident.
Wow.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I would be starstruck by Robert
I
Redford
was kind of,
yeah.
but it almost didn't even hit me until later.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And then I was like, that was Robert Redford. Oh, my God. So I read, then I looked at, I started being like, is there? They're like, yeah. So I stopped to watch. I went across the street, came around right in front of the coffee shop where my school was, art school, and I was watching them film.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, Robert Redford. I banged into him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you join SAG?
I joined it in, I think it was 22.
Okay. And what's been your experience with it so far? And do you recommend it?
Well, I would say hold off as long as you can.
And why's that?
Joining.
Why?
Well, why pay dues when the work is, if you're not getting work, unless they're giving you a letter that says you have to join, I would hold off as long as you could, because then you can do everything.
Right.
You can do non-union work, FICOR, you can do non-union, union work. So when you're SAG, you can only do SAG work.
Right.
A lot of the people who are doing verticals now are doing this because they are not SAG. Now, SAG does have a union regulation and a contract for verticals. But how many are actually of those verticals are actually using SAG contracts? Not many.
No.
Not many.
Not yet.
The other thing, too, is I don't think... Okay, forgive me for saying this, but I don't think the SAG verticals, and I can't say this about all, but the ones I've seen, are they really writing about something that's reality? Because I have a friend who's 30 who got asked to audition for a grandma role, and another friend who's 60 or 59, and, the role was like of a pregnant and left by my billionaire boyfriend. It's like, I don't know if she was asked to play the pregnant person, but And I don't, no shade to anyone who's doing them. None. Right now, I'm going to say right now, because I never say never. Right now, I will say I won't do them because I'm looking for good writing and solid stories.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to do HBO, shows that are geared towards HBO, Netflix, and producers of really quality shows. Those type of shows being the stuff that I watch. Like, I was a huge fan of Girls way back in the day by Lena Dunham. She's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming out with a new production. I love Task on HBO. That was great. Some of these series that have been out, Shattered Objects, stuff like this, where the writing is excellent. Just ones that come to mind. The Undoing. What is the other one I loved with Lily Robbie? And anyways, True Detective at that time was a great one, especially the season 1. It was so good. But stuff like that where the writing is excellent and the storylines just keep you riveted is the kind of stuff I want to work on. I mean, as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to do verticals? No, not really. Do I throw shade to anyone who's doing them? No. I say do whatever you can, make the money. It's not a bad thing. You're learning how to be on a set. You're working quick. Your dialogue is quick. You're memorizing quick.
Mm-hmm.
I just prefer to put the energy into things that I want to work towards, I guess.
Sure.
That doesn't mean, though, that I don't practice self-taping and doing a new scene every week on self-tape.
Mm-hmm.
Just for my own practice.
Yep.
I use coaches. I used a coach recently where she pointed out things that I could improve on, whether it's for a procedural audition on tape or whether it's for or a network TV show. That's basically what she does. She wasn't really concerned about indie film,
mm-hmm.
which is a whole different thing.
Right.
Because procedurals, when you're auditioning for them, they're quick and they have a rhythm and they want to look at you on a tape and know that they can drop you right in that story
mm-hmm.
with no real heavy set direction or, that's procedurals move quick. Their pacing is very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the auditioning for a procedural on self-tape is different than if you're auditioning for a feature film.
Right.
Or an indie film. So lots of times you learn that. So when you're an actor, you learn these things. Oh, the whole pace is different for this genre as opposed to this genre, as opposed to this procedural. But then there's different procedurals within the procedurals. Like you've got Dexter, which can be a whole different tone and pace than Law and Order. So a lot of this comes by you learn it because you did it wrong. You learn by mistake.
Sure.
You learn by the people who have already been there and gotten the roles. And then they tell you, well, this was a little slow.
Right.
As you can see, you got to pick up the pace. These things are done quickly. It's all stuff you learn. I mean, I'm learning till, like I was telling my husband the other day, I'm learning till the day I die. There's nothing every day. I'm learning something. It's like we all do, whether it doesn't matter if it's acting or cooking or planting trees in your yard. I'm always learning because that's me. I cannot be still. I have to learn. I have to learn because I feel like if I'm not learning, that I'm not growing. And I don't like to be static.
Yeah. Who do you have in your life that pushes you and encourages you to keep pursuing the performing arts? You? Really? It's you?
Yeah.
It's fine if it is. That's the first time anyone's ever said that it was them.
It's me. It's me.
Wow. How do you keep pushing you?
It's challenging some days. I have a strong belief that I am talented, that I can write, that I can do these things. I also know that if you don't believe in yourself, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have a hell of a time getting other people to believe you. And so it has to be me first. Now, do I have other people that support this? Yes. My husband is great. He can be a grump about it sometimes. Like, oh, I got to turn the heat down so it doesn't go up in the basement so you can do a self-tape. Okay, it's 19 degrees out. All right, good. So he's wonderful though, but he can be grumpy about certain things.
Okay.
But yes, he supports me. He has been a reader for me. But the first person is me. The very first person is me. I have to decide daily. I'm going forward and not backwards. I have to decide every day. I'm going forward with this.
Yeah. Tell me a funny story from the set.
Uh-oh.
Or an embarrassing one. Or it can be both. I've heard stories that were both.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if it's embarrassing or funny or both.
If it's a story, you can...
Yeah, it's not... We weren't... Well, it is on set, but it wasn't during a scene.
Okay.
We were sitting at a table much like this, a small square table eating.
Who's we?
Me and another actor.
Okay.
And then it was another person on this side.
Okay.
So at the head of the table. It was a small table, just like this.
Okay.
And so I've gotten my food, and it's like a piece of, I don't know, pork maybe, cutlet, like chicken or pork cutlet. I think it was pork.
All right.
So I was cutting, and I'm talking, and I went like this, and it slid off the plate and into the other person's lap, and I'm like, that didn't just happen, and he has to be on set. And he was in his, now normally, if you're going right back after you eat lunch, you don't change. Sometimes you do, it depends, but this person hadn't changed. It wasn't a starring role or anything. Yeah, that wasn't good. They had another pair of pants for him, but still.
Wow.
Right in the lap.
That is funny and embarrassing. That checks both boxes.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm clumsy. Wow, there goes a chicken cutlet right in his lap. And okay, typical of Rosemary. Yes, okay. That kind of stuff.
That's amazing.
That kind of stuff happens. So it wasn't an actual on-camera thing.
Thankfully.
But it was on a set.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Once again, I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection.
Is there something you'd like to do in the future you haven't done yet?
Yeah, I would like to have a line of sort of like home decor.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're a designer.
Yeah, I have a design background. So the design is in my blood. And I was a professional, still am, professional floral designer too. And I've been a professional makeup artist. I still have those. I still do a lot of makeup. I have done it for many friends, but I have training in it. And I did it in Chicago, and I worked as a set stylist there, way back in the 80s. The home decor thing is because I love design. And so, shall I state this to the universe? My intention is to make a name for myself in the entertainment biz and then have my line of home goods. I think it would be great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have, because I have I've been told, I think I have a great design style with homes. I do a lot of people's color and putting their houses together for furniture and colors and style. And like I said, home decor, picking out pieces with them. And a lot of people come to me for that. So a lot of people have come to me. The house has turned out great. So I would love to have a line where I actually put some designs together that can be sold. I bottom. See that? Finger in the loop.
I did see that. Yeah. That was very impressive.
So that could have pulled everything down.
Yeah,
and
that would have been the chicken cutlet in the lap of today.
Of today. Chicken cutlet in the lap. That's a good movie.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You can have it.
Chicken.
You did it.
We should do an episode of chicken cutlet in the lap.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be, I said, I love the design stuff. For 25 years, I was a jewelry designer. When I got back from Chicago, 1991, I had a little baby with me, so I started freelancing drawing jewelry because jewelry was a big thing in Rhode Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was living down in Bristol, Rhode Island. I said, what can I do? Can I work a few hours a day? And I ended up going around with sketches and drawings. I ended up getting freelance jewelry work. And so then I ended up working full time in the jewelry business as a designer on staff.
Wow.
So I did that for 25 years. We did luxe goods, we did golf accessories, ladies' goods, junior fashion items, Chicos for the older lady. Well, it's not so much older, but a different style, a different look. We did sterling silver for QVC, did it all.
Wow.
Yeah. So design has always been like I loved the design aspect of my film.
Mm-hmm.
The costuming, the accessories, the color palette, how we're editing this, how I'm working with my editor. I love the design process.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in your blood, like you said.
Yeah, it's in the blood.
Like me, you're old.
Thanks.
Sure. Hey,
you're old.
It's how time
You're
works.
65. You're old.
You're old. I'm old. Do you feel the weight of time on you as far as getting everything done
I think everybody does. We feel like, why didn't I start this younger? Blah, blah, blah. How come I didn't go into this earlier? But I'm also a firm believer that things happen when they're supposed to. I think that people are, I just think I think things happen when you're really ready for them. And, what is that old saying? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I don't know, something like that.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's
accurate. Is that the saying?
That's the saying, yep.
So I'm thinking that I'm thinking things happen when because especially someone like me who's had such a varied life and, worked as a designer, worked in the acting world. I'm writing now. I just think things kind of come together as on a timeline in the way they're supposed to. I you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Like I've gotten I've had situations where I wanted things to happen really badly, and then when they didn't, I was thrilled because something else happened.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah. No, that's
or it turned out to be a bad thing, and I was like, glad I'm not involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's a recurring motif in these conversations that I've had, that people both wish they had started sooner, but acknowledge that they might not have had the emotional readiness if it had happened sooner.
Yes.
They might not have been financially ready, whatever. It all comes together as it should. So you can't regret not starting sooner because it happens when it happens.
Yeah.
And as it's supposed to happen.
Right. And I don't. So I'm,
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thrilled with what's happening now. I'm just, hopefully this contraction eases up a bit, though, in the acting world, and things kind of change a little again for the better for the performers.
It's a pendulum.
Yeah.
Everything's a pendulum.
Everything is. So. I know.
What would you like your legacy to be?
What would I like my legacy to be? Just one of a woman who empowered women to write and tell their stories. There are certain ladies that I really admire, like Sharon Horgan of Mermaid Films. They are responsible for some of these great shows that you see on TV. Reese Witherspoon, responsible for a lot of Drew Hello Sunshine. The initiative to produce stories I think that women find really interesting. Not just women, everybody. But I'd like to have a production company eventually that chooses stories that people submit to be produced. Through or stories that we are able to option to produce.
Right.
That are written by women. I just think it would be great. And to have I think it would be cool to have an all-woman team, like the director, producer. Not saying men can't be on the team. I'm just saying I thought it would be cool to uplift them in the business more, where they were producing these great stories.
Mm-hmm.
That everyone wants to see, not just women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fine legacy. There's nothing wrong with that.
It is my thought in the back of my mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then finally, what's next for you?
Oh God, I don't know. So that, for me, what's next? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, that was the question, is what's
Okay,
next
yeah.
for you, yes.
Yeah.
And you can interpret it as you wish, but...
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? I've had this thought in the back of my mind. You told me about your wife doing this stand up
Mhm.
and that it is a scary thing and how we talked about crazy scary that is.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of wanting to take this class and do it.
Really?
Yeah, I keep looking at it in my inbox and I'm like, okay, do I want to spend $400, $500 on that? Yes and no. Do I? Yes. Do I want to do it now? I got to pay my editing first on my film.
Right.
But it's something I might want to do. I'm not saying that that's where I want to go for my career.
Mm-hmm.
Where I want to, I know exactly where I want to go for my career. Where I want to go
Let's hear it.
I want to do exactly what Issa Rae and Lena Dunham did.
Okay.
They wrote and made a story about the frustrating and funny moments of their lives in these particular parts of their lives or ages in their lives. And they were greatly appreciated by the audiences and they've become very well known. And now they're big time in, on HBO or Netflix, and they've got their own production companies. I know exactly I would like to follow, and Lena especially.
Okay.
Girls was one of the best shows I have ever seen. The writing, look at the stars that came out of there. I mean, Adam Driver, Allison Williams, Lena. It's just, Ebon, I'm not sure I'm saying his name right, but Ebon Moss-Bacharach. He's plays Richie on The Bear. He's done a zillion things. It's just become a proving ground for so much talent, and I would love to be the creator of a show like that. Okay, so that would be my legacy in a nutshell, and my aspirations. And not be hated by everyone. I don't want to be hated by everyone because,
Is that something you're struggling with?
Stephen, you know that. No, but when you get to a certain point, like a lot of people, sometimes you're not loved by everyone. You're like,
what?
I don't know about that, but I can, what? I can tell you this, though. I can tell you this for real. Since I started the acting thing, I would post certain things on, Facebook. Now it's more Instagram because Facebook, I'm kind of, I use it, but not as much as Instagram. If I use it, mainly I'm doing a story, which post it Facebook, but I still use it.
Right.
But anyway, I have lost friends because of this business. Friends who thought, who would say things like, and friends I've had for 20 years, believe it or not. One said to me, one in particular said to me, oh, you just want to be, you just want to hang around with people who can get you jobs. And I'm like, really? Well, who are those people? Because they're not getting me any jobs. I'm doing all the work myself, and it's a hell of a lot of work. You see photos online, and you see me with these people at maybe a networking event or a production. That's a small part of my life. It's not, the way they made it sound was like, oh, that's all the only kind of thing you want to hang out with or be with. And it just was odd. It was like, I lost it. Yeah, a couple of them have since I started doing this and had a little bit of success, like with commercials and indie films.
Wow.
Yeah. They would just find a reason to be snotty and say, oh, you just want, those people that can help you get a job. I'm like, first of all, it's usually me helping them. I got my friends on the cover of, Imagine magazine out of Boston because, I wanted them to get some notice. And, it's usually me. It's like no one has ever really helped me do anything. It's all been me.
Yeah.
So you don't really understand the work behind what I do and the hours that we put in and the studying and the training and just the whole 9 yards. You just don't get it. But they weren't open to hearing that. So I decided they weren't worth it. I don't care. Not worthy as a friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But certain people don't understand the whole thing of this whole creative thing.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's just, it's odd because, these days you're supposed to lose friends over politics.
Yeah. No, there's that.
Not
there's
the performing
that too.
arts.
Yeah, there's that too. But no, this was this has happened. I read somewhere that the higher you go, the more friends you will lose. It's probably true. I mean, in my case, I lost one who just didn't understand this whole business and didn't care to. So odd, but that's what she did. Yeah. So.
But to a counterpoint to that, Tyler Perry said that, and I'm mangling this and horribly misquoting him, but basically the idea was, don't be sad when you ascend to a certain height and you lose friends.
Yeah.
Think of them as the rocket boosters that got you up to a certain level, and now they can't follow you any further, and so they have to fall away.
Oh, interesting.
And you will continue to rise, but they took you so far, but only that far, and now they have to fall away.
Okay, would that be sort of like, say, like an agent that can't get you in any bigger doors, or I don't know, what does that mean? Like sort of people who are with you for this particular part of the journey, then they left of their own accord.
Yeah.
Or maybe people you were working with and collaborating with, but at this point they are no longer in your kind of fulfilling a vision for you, so you have to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you shouldn't mourn the loss of those things, because they took you to a certain point, and then they can't go any further with you. Okay. And you have to continue on without them. I don't want to end this on a downer.
Okay, no, we're not ending on a downer. That's just, I'm just thinking in my mind. Wow, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not high up in the business at all. I'm a peon in the business, and I have lost friends since I started this. Just two, but I mean.
Okay, so we had technically reached the end of this, but now we found something interesting to chew on, because from my perspective, like me looking at you from the outside, you have reached a very high level.
I have.
That's the way it looks from outside.
Okay.
Like,
well, I've reached certain levels where, you have a manager, an agent, you go into some big rooms to try to get a job, you auditioning for Law and Order, but I have other friends who've already done guest stars in Top of Show on shows like NCIS, or starred across a big star in a studio film. Like right. Pamela Morgan, who plays my mom, Esther's mom, in my short, my proof of concept for the TV pilot, she way above me. She has done opposite Keira Knightley, opposite Kevin Bacon, opposite Jason Bateman recently in Black Rabbit, opposite. All those credits are hers, and rightly so. I'm just saying that I am not reached that level yet. She has. So it's, how do I say this? Everybody's journey is different. Mm-hmm. So you can't, you can't really you can't look at someone's journey and go, gosh darn it, I haven't done all that they have done yet, especially since you were working hard at it and putting in the work and the hours and the taping and the memorizing and the preparing and the studying. You only know this, that everyone's journey is different. And also, you can be on top one day and be doing this great show and not get called for another job in 2 years.
Right.
I mean, it just 5 years.
Right.
It's just the nature of this weirdness. Mm-hmm. I want to call it weirdness because people, as I said, I'll go back to that word linear. There is no linear progression.
Right.
Sometimes there is.
Right. But
then you may be here and take 10 steps back. I know people like they're saying now, oh my God, I was a series regular on, New Amsterdam or Dope Sick or whatever you want to call it, any show. Now I haven't had an audition in 7 months. So that's what my friend who was on the pit was saying. It's humbling. You really can't now the actors who walk around like they're, what do you want? Top dog or, a big shit, I will say. I wouldn't do that if I were them, because there's a way of there's just you never know. You just don't know. It's not that kind of job where things just keep moving up and up and up and up and up. There are certain things that come with recognition of certain jobs you've done. Yes, absolutely. It doesn't guarantee anything. You could be nothing. It guarantees nothing.
Right.
It just guarantees nothing.
Yeah.
So
very true.
And I think some of the younger ones don't realize that, and they learn pretty quick.
They do, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no choice but to learn very quickly.
No choice.
Is that how you want to end?
Yeah, I'll just end. No, actually, I'll end with this. I'll say that anyone who is contemplating a career in the creative arts or any type of content, I hate that word, content. I'd rather say storytelling or creation of films, stories, web series, books, literary, any kind of creation. I want to encourage them, because right now, especially now, you need the voices. You need the diversity of voices. If we don't watch ourselves, we're going to be on the wrong side of history, meaning that those things are going to be dictated to us. What you can read, what you can watch, what people you can help out, or what people you can have around you, if we don't watch ourselves. And a lot of people aren't understanding that right now. So I encourage, especially the artists of today, get out there and create. Make your voice heard, whether it's in paintings, artwork, sculpture. Learn what it means to be an artist also in the financial world. Do not push that part aside. I learned that is a huge part of being a working artist. I would recommend Daniel Arsham's book. Daniel Arsham, Arsham, is a famous artist. He's been around for 25 years or so now. Very famous. He also does branding work for, Nike and Adidas and famous actresses and actors, musicians, Beyonce, all these different people. He's worked up to that, but he started as a lowly painter at Cooper Union, the school in New York. Okay. His book is called Future Relic. So I loved it. And I saw him on Instagram the other day, and I went, I've never heard of this man, and I've never seen this book. But as it turns out, when I went to his page, I see that he's got millions and millions of followers. And I am now a big fan of Daniel Arsham, but he wrote this book called Future Relic, and it talks about how to be a living, working artist in these times. And these are my principles. And he encourages people to get out there and make. Who cares if you fail? Who cares if you fall forward? Who cares if you make shit? Make shit. Make shit again and make more shit. Make shit until you make something meaningful to yourself and that you know is going to mean something to others. His book is excellent. It's really inspirational. And it's practical handbook on how to deal with money, finances, lawyers, all these things that come about when you are a success as an artist. And so my last thought here going out of this lovely conversation with you, Stephen, is please go create. Don't worry about the expenses. Do what you can for now. For now, okay? It'll come. Do what you love. It'll come. Put your heart and soul into it. Make it mean something. Go do it. That's the most important part. Just do it. Make your voice heard. We need you. We need you right now, especially.
Ro, thank you so much for coming and doing this. I really had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
I did.
Excellent. And we'll see you all again on I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.
If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire podcast, and for that, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave us a review on Spotify. See you next week for another installment of I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.